NATO expansion, understanding its impact on global politics. For years, NATO has been the cornerstone of collective defense in Europe, and its recent expansion has sparked heated debates and controversies. But what exactly is NATO expansion, and how does it affect the global political landscape? In this video, we will dive deep into the history of NATO, its purpose, and its evolution over the years. We will also explore the reasons behind NATO's recent expansion and the impact it has had on international relations. From the historical context of the Cold War to the current state of global politics, we will examine the various perspectives and opinions surrounding NATO expansion. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to expand your knowledge about this topic. Let's begin. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a political and military alliance of North American and European countries founded in 1949. Its mission is to ensure the security and defense of its member states through collective defense and the promotion of stability and peace in the North Atlantic region. NATO operates on the principle of collective defense, meaning an attack against one member is considered an attack against all members. The alliance is based on the North Atlantic Treaty signed in Washington, D.C. on April 4, 1949 by the original 12 member countries. Today, NATO has 30 member countries spanning Europe and North America. The organization is headquartered in Brussels, Belgium, and its main decision-making body is the North Atlantic Council, comprised of representatives from each member state. Throughout its history, NATO has undergone significant evolution to adapt to changing global security challenges. During the Cold War, NATO's primary focus was on deterring a potential Soviet invasion of Western Europe. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, NATO shifted its focus to security challenges beyond Europe's borders, such as conflict and instability in the Balkans and the fight against terrorism. In the 1990s and early 2000s, NATO expanded its membership to include former Eastern Bloc countries, such as Poland, the Czech Republic, and Hungary. In the wake of the September 11 attacks, NATO invoked Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty for the first time in its history. Article 5 states that an attack against one ally is considered an attack against all allies. NATO responded by launching the International Security Assistance Force, ISAF, mission in Afghanistan to fight against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. In recent years, NATO has continued to adapt to new security challenges, including the rise of terrorism and extremist groups, cyber attacks, and the threat of hybrid warfare. The alliance has also focused on strengthening its partnerships with non-NATO countries, including through its partnerships with the European Union and countries in the Middle East and North Africa. The reasons behind NATO expansion. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, expanded for several reasons including 1. NATO expansion was driven by the need to enhance security in Europe and to counteract the military threat posed by the Soviet Union and its Warsaw Pact allies during the Cold War. 2. The expansion of NATO was also driven by a desire to promote democratization in Eastern Europe and to bring former communist countries into the Western political and security structures. 3. NATO expansion was seen as a way to extend Western geopolitical influence in Europe and to counterbalance the growing power of Russia. 4. NATO expansion was also aimed at promoting stability in the region, particularly in the Balkans, where ethnic tensions and conflicts were common. 5. The expansion of NATO provided new member countries with security guarantees, access to the alliance's military capabilities, and an opportunity to participate in the decision-making processes of the organization. The benefits and drawbacks of NATO expansion. The expansion of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, brought both benefits and drawbacks. Some of the benefits of NATO expansion include 1. Enhanced security. NATO expansion has increased the security of the member countries, especially for the former communist countries in Eastern Europe, by providing them with the collective defense guarantees of the alliance. 2. Promoting democracy. NATO expansion has also played a role in promoting democracy and human rights in the region, by encouraging new member countries to adopt Western political and economic systems. 3. Geopolitical influence. NATO expansion has helped to extend Western geopolitical influence in Europe and to counterbalance the power of Russia. 4. Increased stability. NATO expansion has contributed to stability in the region, by promoting peace and security and reducing the risk of conflict. However, NATO expansion has also brought some drawbacks, including 1. Tensions with Russia. The expansion of NATO has heightened tensions with Russia, which views the expansion as a threat to its national security and sphere of influence. 2. Burden sharing. The expansion of NATO has led to concerns about the burden of defense spending, as the new member countries have limited military capabilities and may require significant investments to bring them up to the standards of the alliance. 3. Decision-making difficulties. The expansion of NATO has made decision-making more difficult, as the alliance now includes a larger and more diverse group of countries with differing political, economic, and military interests. NATO's role in international relations. NATO's role in international relations can be described as a guarantor of collective defense and a promoter of cooperation and stability. In terms of collective defense, NATO has a commitment to respond if any member state is attacked. This commitment is known as Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty. Additionally, NATO works to enhance international security through partnerships and cooperation with countries outside the alliance, including through dialogue and practical cooperation with Russia, and supporting peacekeeping and stability operations in various regions of the world. NATO also helps to advance stability in the world by promoting democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. The impact of NATO expansion on international stability and security. The expansion of NATO, which has seen the inclusion of new member states from Central and Eastern Europe since the end of the Cold War, has had both positive and negative impacts on international stability and security. On the positive side, NATO expansion has helped to promote stability and security in Europe by incorporating new democracies and providing a security guarantee to countries that were previously under Soviet domination. On the other hand, NATO expansion has also had negative consequences for international stability and security. Some countries, particularly Russia, view the expansion of the alliance as a threat to their national security and a violation of agreements made after the end of the Cold War. Additionally, NATO expansion has sometimes been seen as a destabilizing factor in regions where there are ethnic or territorial disputes. This is because NATO membership can be perceived as supporting one side in such disputes and thus fueling tensions rather than promoting stability. The relationships between NATO and other major global powers. NATO's relationships with other major global powers have been shaped by a range of factors, including shared interests, historical ties, and geopolitical competition. Some of the key relationships between NATO and other major global powers are: 1. NATO's relationship with Russia has been complicated and at times adversarial. NATO's expansion to include countries from Central and Eastern Europe has been a source of tension with Russia, which views the expansion as a threat to its national security. 2. NATO and China have had limited direct engagement, but the relationship has been shaped by growing competition between NATO and China on a range of global security and economic issues. NATO has expressed concern about China's growing military power and its increasing assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific region, while China has viewed NATO's military presence in Asia as a threat to its security interests. NATO and the European Union, EU, have had a close and cooperative relationship, with the two organizations working together to enhance stability and security in Europe. The two organizations have sought to coordinate their efforts in areas such as crisis management, counter-terrorism, and cyber defense. The situation in the Balkans and its relation to NATO expansion. The Balkans region, which encompasses the southeastern European countries of Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Slovenia, has a complex relationship with NATO and its expansion in the region. Some key aspects of this relationship include: 1. NATO has played a significant role in resolving conflicts in the Balkans region, including the Kosovo War in 1999. The alliance has also provided peacekeeping and security assistance to the region to help stabilize the security environment and support the transition to democracy. 2. The Balkans region has been a focus of NATO enlargement, with several countries in the region seeking to join the alliance. Albania and Croatia joined NATO in 2009, while Montenegro became a member in 2017. North Macedonia is currently a candidate for NATO membership. 3. NATO's expansion in the Balkans region has been viewed with concern by Russia, which sees the expansion as a threat to its national security interests and a violation of agreements made after the end of the Cold War. 4. The relationship between NATO and the Balkans region is also shaped by domestic politics. In some countries, support for NATO membership is high, while in others it is more divided. The issue of NATO membership has sometimes been a source of political polarization and has contributed to the creation of a divisive political environment in some countries. NATO's impact on the relationships between Russia and NATO member states. NATO's impact on the relationships between Russia and NATO member states has been significant, and the alliance has been a major source of tension between Russia and NATO countries. Some key aspects of this impact include: 1. NATO's expansion eastward, particularly after the end of the Cold War, has been viewed by Russia as a strategic threat to its national security interests and a violation of agreements made after the end of the Cold War. 2. NATO's military buildup near Russia's borders has been a source of concern for Russia, which sees the buildup as a threat to its national security. 3. NATO's expansion and military buildup have also contributed to increased diplomatic tensions between Russia and NATO countries. 4. The tensions between Russia and NATO countries have also led to economic sanctions and counter-sanctions, with both sides imposing restrictions on trade and investment. Assessment of NATO's future and its role in global politics. It is difficult to predict the exact future of NATO and its role in global politics, but it is likely that NATO will continue to play a significant role in the world. The alliance has been the cornerstone of the transatlantic security relationship for over 70 years, and it has undergone significant changes and adaptations over the years to meet new security challenges. The following are some potential developments that could shape NATO's future and its role in global politics. 1. NATO may continue to expand its membership, with countries such as Georgia and Ukraine expressing interest in joining the alliance. This could further increase tensions with Russia and contribute to a more adversarial relationship between Russia and NATO countries. 2. NATO will likely face new security challenges in the future, including terrorism, cyber attacks, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. The alliance will need to adapt to these new security challenges to maintain its relevance and effectiveness. 3. NATO will continue to be a platform for transatlantic cooperation, fostering closer ties between North American and European countries and promoting collective defense. This could contribute to a more stable and secure Europe and North America. 4. NATO may continue to deepen its partnerships with non-NATO countries, particularly in the Middle East and North Africa, to address security challenges in these regions. In light of the ongoing evolution of NATO and its impact on global politics, the question remains: what will be the future of NATO expansion, and how will it continue to shape the international landscape in the coming years and decades? Will the alliance continue to grow and adapt to changing security challenges, or will it face new obstacles and limitations as it seeks to maintain its relevance and effectiveness in the 21st century? Only time will tell, but it is clear that NATO expansion will continue to play a critical role in shaping the future of international relations and global politics for many years to come. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click like, share and subscribe for more exciting and amazing videos.